This story is out of New York. Now, you had a 48-year-old construction worker that was brutally beaten in Manhattan, and he was called the N-word repeatedly as the attackers have been arraigned. Now, the court documents show that the incident happened early morning hours of February the 9th when our brother Darrick Brown asked two club-goers to leave a Hell's Kitchen construction site, which they attempted to cut through after leaving a local venue. Now, they told the brother in response, "What are you going to do about it?" And he said the N-word. Prosecutors stated that one of the men shouted during the 3:30 a.m. attack. They told him, "We out here partying, you out here working like an N-word." What? So if you're working, you're being an N-word? But like I said, that's the logic of these idiots, okay? So Brown had told Klevis Vulaj, 25, and Veton Balidemaj, if I'm saying it right, who are both white, to walk on the other side of the street because construction workers have been pouring concrete. That's logical. That's logical. Don't walk in the concrete, right? But these idiots, and they young too, some young devils, 25 and 23. And let me back off on that, because as we done our survey, someone wrote to me and say, "Oh, well, you call people devils, it's kind of, bigoted." No, calling someone a devil has nothing to do with race. It's about your actions. If your actions are evil, if your actions are if your actions sound like something Satan would do, yes, that you are a devil, or they are a devil. And if you are defending a devil based on these actions, then to me, you just kind of told me who you are. So why are you bothered by me calling someone doing some things like this a devil, right? Now, they stated that they refused after the brother told them, "Hey, don't walk on this side, you're going to walk on the concrete." They said one of the men tried to give the brother a hug and walk around him, but the brother resisted the move. Like, yeah, who wants to hug some dude, period, right? That's just period. But then some dude that called you the N-word, right? So they said Vulaj tackled Brown to the ground, shoving and punching him in the head and body before Balidemaj started kicking the victim several times. Now, Brown's right eye socket, the brother's, was fractured after the court filing, and he suffered several cuts on his head. The victim was taken to Mount Sinai St. Luke's, where he was treated for his injuries. Now, check this out. Check the BS out here. Now, they was arrested and charged with felony assault as a hate crime. They were indicted in Manhattan criminal court Saturday night with bond for Balidemaj being set at $7,000 and Vulaj bail set at $3,000. They're supposed to go back to court February 14th. Committed a hate crime, and that's how low the bail is. But let me go back to what I talked about, protected status. If this person would have been an LGBTQ and they would have called them some sort of gay slur and did the exact same thing to them, do you think their bail would be $7,000 for one and $3,000 for the other? Probably triple and quadruple that. Or if the person was a Jewish person, do you think that that bail would be that low? If they said something in relation to a Jewish slur, it wouldn't be that low. It would be extremely high. If anything, they probably get denied a bond. But see, the groups I'm talking about have a protected class status. We as black people don't have that. And we have to start pushing for a protected class status. Just as much like we stated before. You're demanding reparations, good. We need to get that. But what's the point of reparations if you're not protected? You're not going to get your reparations very long if you're not a protected class. So we have to push for a protected class status due to the amount of hate crimes that happen to black people. We showed you that on the Advice Show TV channel, on that hate crime report from the FBI. Now, one person told me even about that. They were saying, well, so we've been talking about this all this time, and only because the FBI said it's validated. It's not about it being validated. The fact is, when you go and try to get public policy, you need to bring something with you, some factual evidence. Yeah, we could talk about it all day. It happens to black folks, but it has to be put down on paper, right? It has to be presented. And that's the only way you're going to get a protected class status. Now, we got to have some people that's in Congress and the Senate that's going to push that as well and bring out the factual evidence. And anybody that's against it, you can call them out and say, hey, listen, I've presented this to try to get you a protected class, and Representative so-and-so was against it. So they find with you being, beat up. See, and then that way when they're against it, then you could just put the name out, you can call them out, etc. Right? That's why, I'm really thinking a lot of us need to start running for Congress, since that's probably a little bit easier to attain, is getting Congress for 2 years and just go ham for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Push that agenda, push for a protected class, push for everything that we need. Even if we don't get it for some reason, at least you have put the conversation out there and you made a name for yourself, where now everyone got to listen because you're a representative and you keep speaking up and speaking out, because we don't have that. That Congressional Black Caucus not even worth anything because they don't speak up to the issues that's really important to the black community. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this particular story. And I'm looking at those names. They're immigrants, okay? They're not born here. And it wouldn't be for black people, they couldn't have came into this country. But this is really how it is, with this racism and white supremacy. It is the foundation of America to have hate for us.